is Sue, beyond being a badass entrepreneur?
For the longest time, I've always just defined myself as an entrepreneur, founder, stud watches, all of the good stuff. But slowly I can say I am reconnecting with myself, like out of work. And I would say Sue is a firstborn of 3 girls, a very self-driven, ambitious lady. I think just from way back. And then I love nature. So you'll find me outside trees, traveling. I enjoy just like physical activities like the gym, hiking. Yeah, so, and I love God. What else? Who is to, yeah, and I love people. I don't even know how to put that, but like, I think I really connect to people a lot. Yeah, so that's me.
If you are to sum up your personality in 2 words, what would those be?
So I think I'll just borrow my friend's words that was actually given to me yesterday. I would just say I am an inspirational capsule. Throughout my life, I think, yeah, if you just like have a taste of me, or if you interact with you, you definitely will be left inspired. So yeah, that's how I would put my personality.
Can you share a bit about your grandma and the role she played in shaping your life and journey?
So first of all, I lost my grandmother a month ago, exactly a month ago today. And she has been and she still is. It's so weird that sometimes you want to say she was, but you're like, she still is. She's definitely a very big part of my entrepreneurship journey. First of all, her name is Esther Masa Kaisa. Masa means time. I make watches. So I didn't take it lightly that I actually wanted to do watches in campus before I even like connected the ancestral name thing. So like when I finally realized it, I was like, stop guys, just stop. This is like sort of like my destiny. So her name will be very close to my heart. And then back in the day, I think 70s, 80s, she used to trade at Kariako markets. If you don't know Kariako, please. West in Kenya, tunakushuku sana. You need to do your research on a bit of history. So she used to trade at Kariako market. She used to do the woven baskets, the kiondo. It's something that actually people do as a hobby in Ukambani. It's a hobby. It's crazy. Like you go to your neighbor's house and wanaota jua and they're just there weaving, just like how crochet is now a thing. So she used to collect baskets from different women and then she brings them to Kariako market. That was supposed to aid her like pay for my mom's now school fees, etc. So the entrepreneurial aspect of it, I know for sure I got it from her because I also have an aunt of mine who continued with her business. And then now here I am doing something different, but still something that has creativity and entrepreneurship tied to it. Yeah, and then again, she's very stylish, she's very elegant. She always had a suit watch on. Like the fact that she gets it is a thing. Yeah, so I think I borrow a lot from her personality, her entrepreneurship story, her name, and yeah.
Do you remember the moment you first thought, I want to start my own watch brand?
I think it's something that didn't come to me directly. It started off as I want to make money because I remember we were at a Bible study and I had bought a watch. So I was in Mueni University, Eldoret main campus. And so I had bought 2 watches. And then I was wearing it during the Bible study. It's been 8 years. So, the journey gets blurred because it's the more you go, I think that if you don't remind yourself, it's very easy to even forget why you started. But I remember it was a watch and a friend of mine wanted it. And I told them, if you have the money right now, I'll sell you my watch. It was not a suit watch. It was just a generic, fake Calvin Klein Rolex. I can't remember the brand. But they happened to not have money in that moment. But a friend of ours in the Bible study had money. I was selling the watch, I think, for 500 shillings. So you'd think the friend will like kopesha the person the money, but then the friend ended up buying the watch for themselves. So you see what that does? That creates demand. Yeah. Because then I have one person who wanted a watch, but then they don't have a watch. So I sold the watch, and then the next time I was coming to Nairobi, I used to come to Nairobi a lot. A lot of my friends were in UN, so I was like, actually, maybe I can buy 2 more watches, one for me and one for, actually 3. One for me, one for the person who wanted a watch, and an extra one just in case someone else sees the watch and they want it. And so it just became a watch business for I buy, I sell, I buy, I sell. But then I for sure cannot remember. And the day I remember this person, I might write them a check. I don't know how a friend of mine were joking. You know how you're just making a joke and someone says, okay, if you were to start a brand, not a watch brand, sue, and then sued, and then I got the name, and then I started making capes. And then we had an African Sunday at church, Huko, in campus. And the idea was you need to wear African attire. And I was thinking, okay, everyone is going to wear kitenge, so what would make me unique? So I thought I used to have a Daniel Wellington watch. I removed it from the normal original straps, and then I put Ankara around it and tied it around my hand. And I remember people just being like, whoa, this is a nice watch. Where did you get it? And I think in that very moment is when I was like, okay, I have the name Sud. I've been doing t-shirts and capes, but I really love watches. I really love African style. Maybe I could actually start buying the fake watches I've been buying and then turning them into African watches. I did that for, I think, like about 3 months. But then I realized it's really unfair that I am making other brands beautiful, because really what is making the watch beautiful is the Ankara African touch to it. I was like, how can I change this and own the entire thing? And so then Sud was born.
What was it about timepieces that sparked your desire to design your own?
Growing up, I don't know if it's just me, but I think when easily it's your 7th birthday, you're 7 years old, and you're going to school, everyone has like the Kakasio ting 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 watch, and someone is like, what do you want? I'm thinking the first thing you can say is a watch. A watch was the most obvious thing when I was growing up for you to gift. I think we even used to have like some plastic watches that ndani is in a shine, but they're not really working. So I already loved watches. So I think naturally the love for watches, it was just like, how can I make this? How can I contribute to this space? And then I would say I have a very big personality as a person. So it only made sense that if I make a watch, because I already watches, that it's a watch that you're not necessarily wearing the watch because you need to wear a watch, but you're wearing it to make a statement. So I think it was just a moment of, okay, I love watches, I love this, and then boom, I have a grandmother called Masa, that's my mom's mom, and then my shosho, my dad's, I haven't even told you guys all of it. My dad's mom is called Sa. D, if you think I'm lying, but like the fact that my grandmother is called Sa, the other one is called Masa, and I make watches, to me just makes me feel like, yep, like I was born to do this. Yeah.
Looking back, were there early signs that hinted you'd become the entrepreneur you are today?
Absolutely, absolutely. Because I used to, my mom is crazy now. Like I think every time you tell your story, like a bulb, you just get a new revelation of sorts. Because I remember now that my mom used to run a shop like Duka. Tulikuwa tunaishi plots. No, I don't know how many people grew up. I grew up in Shags. So in like our local town, it's called Zeluni. Shout out to you if you're watching this and you're from there. So we used to have, you know how there's a shop and then behind it there's a plot of houses like tunyumba tumejengwa nyuma. So my mom used to run the shop that was just before our plot. And I remember she used to sell biscuits, pens, all of that. So I remember there's a time I actually stole some biscuits and went to sell them in school. That time I was not caught. The other time was I stole some pens, like the big pens. And then there was a red pen, a blue pen, and a black pen. Most people used to have blue pens. So I was like, how comes people, it's just me who has like the red pen so I stole the pens and gave to everyone in class. So I think I was in class 4. So the class teacher comes and they're like, how comes everyone has a new pen? You know, like, is it that mmekuja mkapewa? What is happening? So it happened now hapo ndo nilishikwa. So then she was told I'm the one who brought the pens. Also, I sell biscuits in school. So I think looking back that way, I would be like, yeah, I've always been entrepreneurial for a long time, which definitely contributes to the entrepreneurial spirit I have right now. Yeah.
What moment or season in your life sparked the creation of Good Vibes Only?
Good Vibes was born at a time in my life when I was just now getting serious about content creation. So just away from Sud Watches, I'm also a content creator. I really don't like that word because it's just as a result of me sharing my inspiration, you understand? So I was just like creating content on Instagram, and I was now getting to a level where, okay, a lot of people are joining my community, have a good number of followers, and people are like, we want a meet and greet. And in my head, I'm thinking, no, because I think it just was like, you're looking at people who have so many followers, and then there's you who has not so many followers. You're like, what if I actually plan a meet and greet and there's like 10 people who show up? I don't want to disappoint myself. So in that sense, I was like, you know what? I'm passionate about small business owners, which I still am. And considering I was already going through my journey, I know it's a lot of people who are feeling like, I don't have community. Like, I wish I could have some sense of support. So it's like, how about I turn this meet and greet idea into, I just want to meet small business owners. If you follow me and you've been running a business, let's come hang out. Even better, I'm not going to stress myself trying to like plan it. It's just going to be a picnic. Bring your Masai shukam, snacks, etc. Let's have a good time. So the first one actually had like more than 80 people. Crazy if you ask me, because I had no expectations at all. And then it was December, I remember, 2019. And then 2018, because I remember we did 2019 again, and then COVID came. So it just became a thing. So it's been a beautiful thing, to be honest, to be able to support small business owners, but then again, to just network. I love nature, so just being outside also merges with my interests. So that's how Good Vibes Only was founded. Yeah.
What's one thing you wish people understood about the behind-the-scenes journey of creating the watch?
There's a lot that goes into it. There's me, the idea generator, if I would call myself that, like the creative direction. And then each watch, actually like each single bead is stitched into the leather. If I was to count to like how many beads there are here, it's a lot of beads. So like someone sits for a day, this takes about a day, and they stitch it into the leather. And above all, I think also if you start breaking it down, it goes really, really like back into the Maasai culture. And so this started Kitambo. So it's that thing being passed on to you, and also this going through someone's hand. So there's a lot of intricate handmaking that goes into it, as well as they do it with so much love. Because again, as I've told you, for them, it's culture. It's something they've grown up doing. So yeah, I think it's the intricate aspect of how a watch is made. And I think there's a time I encountered a client who came to understand, because you know, you come to me, you're like, okay, I want a Sud watch, and I want it in the color purple, yellow, black. So you just know this is what you want, these are the colors you want, and then you want it in 2 days. And I'm like, I'm sorry, you were not able to deliver in 2 days. So naturally you get pissed off because you're thinking, what do you mean, blah? But then now when you take someone through that process of, okay, so this is gonna go like this. Someone cuts the leather, someone goes, sits down and stitches the beads, needle thread, all the way. Then the client is like, okay, now I understand. Actually make the watch for me and ship it to me in a week. So I think when you sit down and look beyond the shiny product, it could be a Sud watch, could be anything really. A lot of it goes into that, especially if it's it's like it's a made in Kenya brand. I think we don't give enough credit to made in. Let me tell you, if I gave you Sud today, you would actually you'd be like, oh, thank you so much. Here's your company, have it back. Because there's a lot of things you have to figure yourself as you go, rather than I'm calling China, I'm telling them, make me this, send it to me. If I have to figure out the entire process, I have to hire the people, I have to do the quality control, because you guys definitely deserve something that looks a good product. It's a lot. It's really a lot. Yeah.
What sparked the inspiration to start your YouTube channel?
I love people, and any way that I can connect to people is a priority to me. So I'd say it was just a season when I was thinking, okay, how can I move this conversation from my stories on Instagram? Because I think I remember doing a lot of entrepreneurship videos that are still on there, and I think I also did a video on, okay, it's the first time I'm moving out of my aunt's house. Let's go look for a house. So it's still trying to inspire and take people on a journey. So I think I was still just trying to connect to my audience and then do something that is out of Instagram. That didn't last long because it's a lot of work. It is a lot of work. Again, alongside trying to build a brand, it was the easiest thing to take off my plate. So yeah.
What's a day like when Soothe, your personal brand, and Good Vibes all need you at once?
So I remember 2023, I happened to have some delays from one of like the suppliers. So, okay, we have Black Friday. It's happening. The date is already out. People are excited. But then we don't have one watch that we must have for the watches. That's stressed, like Eileen is stressed in a way that I can't even explain. But then again, the picnic is coming in a week and I need to finalize on the event planner, street, the speakers. I need to market because also again, everything really is birthed from my personal brand. So that also means me as me on my page, I need to show up like nothing is happening, nothing is wrong. So that both things are successful. But I think one thing I can say for sure is just having a good support system. That was hectic because we had to pivot and be like, okay, so do I push the date for the Black Friday, which could push the date for the picnic? And then I was like, no, we're actually going to do both on the same weekend. It was crazy because it's like Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We have Black Friday running at K1 because that's where we do it. And then on the Sunday, we have a picnic happening at, I can't remember the venue we're doing it at, and all of them demand me. Because if I'm at the Black Friday, trust me, there's someone who's going to come and buy because I'm there. And that's good for business. So I think that weekend I was just operating on no sleep, coffee. So I did Black Friday on Friday and Saturday. And then I had to go to the Black Friday in the morning up until like 10 and then get ready for the picnic and go for the picnic. Crazy, crazy, crazy times. So, but yeah, you look back and you're like, okay, so if I did that, that means I can do hard stuff. So I think it just builds your tenacity. Like you're able to be like a small challenge comes, you're like, no way, this is so small. If I dealt with that, I can deal with this. So I think, which is what entrepreneurship is. I think it's a game of chess where it's a challenge, you solve it, and then the next challenge that comes is bigger, so you solve it, and then you gain muscle. It's really a game of chess. I think we think we're here to make money. I say we're here to solve challenges. And if you can't, then you lose. Yeah.
How do you stay authentic when comparison and pressure start creeping in?
Comparison is very unfair, and I've come to realize, and I really try to remain grounded to what success means to me. Success actually looks to me like one day I'll be able to move to a village somewhere. I love living in shads. It's crazy. Like just living somewhere where it's quiet, it's peaceful, and I have the freedom to do that. That's success to me. So you see, how many people are thinking like that? Very few people. So me comparing myself to someone who's chasing something different makes my journey even worse. Speaking of, I think the other thing I've thought about lately is sometimes you don't also realize how your growing up can be different from that person. Either financially, either their values, either they probably have a different story to tell. And then maybe you're looking at someone who's doing something and maybe for them, the success looks like, again, I want to do this. And for you, it's like I possibly just want to make it, pull my family up, and I have made it. So I think you miss a lot of, if you do the comparison thing, it's very easy for you to miss a lot of your story trying to chase someone else's story. So I would say, and then authenticity, being authentic is you. Being authentic is who you are. So if I miss out on me, I can't be authentic. I'll just be running any other watch that any other person can make. But because now I am pouring me into it, it becomes authentic. So authentic comes from you. So it's you, me finding me, still finding me. And then I pour that into Sood. And that's why maybe someone will come and feel like, I really love this brand because the person runs it this way. I like their brand story. So it's valuing your story and just understanding that the other person has their story and it's not your story.
Tell us about the chocolate flavor watch moment. What happened and what lesson did it leave you with?
I think I fall in love every day. And I know that's generic, but it's like even today when I was getting ready for this podcast episode, yeah? And I was like, what do I want to wear today? I'm like, I actually want to wear this jumpsuit and this coat. And then I took out the watch that I want to wear and I'm like, why do I feel like I'm wearing the flag of Kenya? Like I actually fall in love every single day. Or I will just be walking on the streets and I see a client wearing a Sood watch. And I'm like, wait, I almost forgot what we are creating. But if I have to give an answer, I think I'll take it back to the first watch I ever made. I think I made it for Patricia Kihoro. No, I didn't make it for her, but she's the one who owns it now. Because it was the first sample I ever had. And then, so this is going to be a long chocolate flavor answer, but I will shorten it. So I was at Blaze, BYOB. If you followed me from then, love you so much. You guys voted for me. I won some money. I got into business. I'm still in business, we thank God. So I was in the first summit ever done. I was a pioneering class or like the cohort that did the first BYOB ever. And so they were doing, I think, the second one. So I'd already won my money. I'd already executed my idea and I had a sample. And I was like, okay, I need some feedback, validation here and there. And I was thinking the best person to do this is Patricia, because she loves African style. I was like, if she will get it, because sometimes I even meet clients and they're like, oh, this thing is too big. I'm like, what do you mean it's too big? But then someone else will wait and be like, okay, this is iconic. So I knew she would get the vibe. So I went with the watch to her, looked for her, and she was like, this is so dope. And then she was going for Afropunk in South Africa. And she was like, actually, can I get this watch and go with it to Afropunk? And all the pictures she took just went like, okay, wait a minute. Everyone needs to experience this amazingness. So I think I would say that's the first moment I was like, wait, I really love what I'm doing. I love my brain. I love this design. We're definitely running with it. And from then on, I think these have been our favorite best-selling pieces because it's either you get it or you don't get it. Yeah.
How would you describe the bond you share with your audience and customers?
I love the Sood community. Like it's so, I really love them. And I think we get to experience each other mostly during Black Friday. Again, it's a physical sale. So like it's a lot of, oh, hi, I've had your watch for so long. I think we have a really good relationship with the Sood community. And I think my favorite part of entrepreneurship actually is interacting with my clients. Like they have told you, like if I bump into someone wearing a Sood watch, definitely gonna start a conversation. Like, what do you like? When did you get it? Blah, blah, blah. What can we do? Or if I'm at the store, like I value interacting with my clients. So I think that's one of my favorite things to do. In terms of my community, for my personal brand, I think as well, amazing, explains why I really enjoy creating content on stories more. Because I'm like, you can see my daily story, you can see my day, and you can actually like chat with me. I respond to DMs. I do. Like, I like that, the actual connection where it's just not like I'm just pushing out stuff and I'm not connecting. Again, connecting with people is a priority that I really, really value. So I think, yeah, we have a great relationship with my community. And I think it explains why sometimes I feel like to be honest, have grown quite slowly on Instagram, like over the years, just pole. But I think it's a thing that happens when you're building a community out of intention and not numbers. It's like, I want you guys to really, really connect with me. So then I am going to be more intentional. Yeah, I don't know, but I love both communities. And I can't wait to see how I can, especially for the Sud community, I keep thinking, what can we do with the Sud community that just becomes, I know I'm already doing something, but it continuously just keeps me wondering, what can I make of the Sud community, you know? Like, can we have a moment where you come and you create your own watch? Like, I would really want to connect more. Yeah, but absolutely amazing people, those ones, yeah.
As a creator of Made in Kenya products, what key factors do you think affect their affordability for local consumers?
I think first of all, it's cost of production. That could mean the material. I know when people say cost of production, you're thinking labor, but it goes beyond the labor, because like sourcing here is definitely more expensive. You're thinking leather, you're thinking kamani materials, kamani nguo. It's like the cost of goods that you need to actually make the thing. Sometimes it's like if you need machinery, if you don't have the machine, then you need to outsource. If you outsource the production, then it's definitely more expensive because the other person is also trying to make money out of you. So I would say for me, it's the cost of production, majorly. Because I think and it's something like I keep saying, yeah, sometimes even when you're pricing your products, you almost have to also think of the target audience and stuff. And you're like, if I was to price this watch, it would be crazy. But then this is the target audience. So then you have to look at how can I bring this down so that also the market that I am actually targeting gets to experience the product. So I think cost of production is one thing that could do better. Like we need more investment in the manufacturing and made in Kenya space so that our cost of operations goes down, and then now you're able to even, as a business, keep more so that you grow more, and then we have more economic growth. Yeah.
What's one unglamorous part of brand building that rarely gets talked about?
I think for me, the one unglamorous bit for me, and I think it's for anyone who has gone through this, is in Kenya, we have this culture of copycats. It is annoying. It doesn't get to me that much anymore. But like when I was starting, it was so annoying. Like, what do you mean I sat down, I came up with this idea, I designed this thing, I went and made this thing, and then you just want to come and make a cheaper thing like this that doesn't even meet our standards and sell it for 2 bob. If that's not unglamorous to you, you have an ethical problem. I actually think the other thing that could be unglamorous is, I think a lot of businesses don't have strong business ethics. And that becomes a problem to people who actually want to do business with ethics. Yeah, because you will never agree. Constantly, it's like, you mean you can't see this side of my story? Yeah, so I think I would say it's poor business ethics in the space, in the market or the industry, as well as copycats. That's unglamorous. I don't wish it on anyone. And if you're about to start a business, just prepare. Just be ready.
What mindset shift helped you move from, I have an idea, to, I'm actually doing this?
I think if people could value consistency more than the results, then they would have a better experience. Because if you aim to be consistent, you stop like putting your eyes on, okay, so I want to start a business today, I want to make this amount of money, or I want to start a business and then this happens and this happens. Rather, it's I want to start and keep this going for 3 months. So then despite the results within the 3 months, then you continue. So I think I would say it's focusing on being consistent. I would say it's focusing on being consistent rather than focusing on the results. You get, because then the results will take long Nothing is like microwave. And the consistency will build that muscle to just keep doing, keep doing, keep doing. Sometimes you even don't realize the results are here because you're just doing. And then it just, by the time una realize, you're like, oh yeah, I've done this for a year. And I mean, yeah, I've done this for more than 7 years. That's crazy.
What inspired you to fully embrace your bold, striking, and unapologetically stylish aesthetic?
The first time I cut my hair was back in campus, but then I grew my hair back. So it also growing up, nimwambia nilileo shago. Miss Kumbuki, please, if you were in a school in Shags, I mean like primary school, yeah, the Katown that was in your Katown. We all used to shave. I think unless ulikuwa in the academy, we all used, ladies, men, like ladies and boys, girls and boys, all used to be shaven. So I think also growing up, like it's not like I kept my hair, so I have no sense of attachment from then. But then back in 2023, I went through a very rough patch of my life, and I just sat and I was like, I feel like I need change, and I need it now. So the now, and now is what made me look around and be like, how can I feel freer? How can I feel lighter now? So I just went to the supermarket, bought a pair of scissors. I had locks then, and just cut my locks. And then I felt lighter. And I was like, actually, this looks good. And since then, it's just been a thing that became a thing, I would say. But I think that the thing is, it really pushes you out of your cocoon. Because I think sometimes when someone looks at you, like I think when I'm bald, because even though I have some hair, so you can see black. Like when you look at someone who is bald, the first thing that you see is actually them. You don't see there's no distraction. So then for you to be able to see me that way, and I'm comfortable with it, that means I've also like built a good amount of like confidence in myself. So like it's a very freeing and liberating thing. Yeah, and I'm just happy that it works for my look.
How do you handle it when others copy your work?
The first time it happened, it had me gutted. And that's because if you think of an artist or a creative person, your work is very special to you. Like it's almost like it's personal. So I think the first time it happened, it felt like you're coming at me. This is personal now. So I remember I went on Instagram, talked about it, ranted about it, and then it happened again, and then it happened again. And then I went and I was like, okay, I need to figure out how can I do this either legally or professionally. And I think what happened was, one is I grew a muscle. I think the most important thing in an entrepreneur is the muscle that you have that can deal with whatever. I mean, whatever could be career, whatever could be your cash flow lack. Thank you. Like you need to build that muscle. It's only that now it happens that the muscle is another human being copying your work. So I think I built that muscle, and then slowly I realized what I said, that I just need to create this brand, like this brand feel, this brand story, this brand personality, that even you wearing another beaded thing makes you feel like, you know what, no, actually just want this Sood feeling. It's a Sood feeling. It's like I want to be a friend of Sood. So I think it's focusing more on building the brand and not thinking about the people who are copying the brand, because then that's how you stay ahead. Because as I said, I also learned that the magical juice is in me. So then I just need to keep dying. I just need to keep pouring into the brand, and then it will thrive. So I think, yeah, building the muscle and focusing on building your brand, because quite literally the people are behind you, the ones who are copying you. So they're just waiting for you to release something. So your goal is go, 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 go. So then by the time they're trying to, yeah.
How big is the Sood team? And what qualities do you value when choosing who to work with?
Okay, Sood team. So right now I think we have about 8 bidders, the people who are bidding, and then I also have other other now people that are behind the actual brand, because as I told you, production is a major part of the brand. So at production, I would say we have 8, and then I would say 12. Some are what is it called? Part-time? Like it's not like full. Some are like commission based. Like now when we have Black Friday or we have like we need to make a lot of things, it's like, okay, can we outsource more people to help with this? But I would say 12. What I'm looking for is one thing that I cannot emphasize enough is work ethic. Like, oh my God, you guys. Work ethic is so important. I don't think people talk about that enough. Just like how you do your work will tell me if you're my person, you're a suit person or not. And if your work ethic does not match the company work ethic, best believe we will always have an argument. I will never be happy with what you're doing. I will have to micromanage you. So work ethic. And I think the hardest task I ever had was trickling down the work ethic to the Maasai women who do the beadwork. Because for them it's informal work. It's this thing I do at my house when I want to. Before now they come and they're doing it for suit, and you're like, okay, so our work is done like this and this and that. The level of quality I'm looking for is this and that and that. If we are to come to the workshop Monday, Tuesday, I expect you to be here at this time to this time. And I know for you, because it's informal, it was a lot of work building that production team, which again still comes back to whatever I was talking about with the copycats. It's gonna be so hard, majorly because that person doesn't have the dedication or the interest to build where the magic is happening. So they'll just do it 1 2 1 2 and realize, what, this is not it. So I've copied like 10 watches, I'm happy, bye. So they come and go. But then if you are the entrepreneur and you are the one who is setting the pace, you have to do a lot of work with the hiring part. I think the other thing I would say is just someone's ambition with their life. Like, I almost want you to also be wanting something for you, because then you will come and understand why we are so serious about what we are doing, because we want this for us as a company. You get? So like a self-driven, motivated person will definitely be a good hire, because they already have their own personal goals and they want to grow. So then we grow. So I'd say looking at the person in terms of what do you want to do for yourself, then that will help me know, can you do something for my company, as well as work ethic. Oh my God.
What would you say has been your biggest achievement and your biggest lesson so far?
I think my biggest achievement, to be honest, is I'll take it back to those. I really love those people, the people who do the beadwork and like the production team and the Maasai women, and we have one man, I keep forgetting him. The Maasai women and the one man. I think just being able, four of them, we've been with them since they said 2018 when I was doing the sampling, and then you realize it's someone, their wife, their sister, and their mother. If you look at it that way, it's very easy for you to track the impact you've had on them, because you can see the impact on this specific family. If it's one person, but if it's 4 people, you're able to see, okay, when I met these guys, they had one child. When I met these guys, they were living like this and that. So I think for me, it's being able to do something that I can almost see the results in human form, if I could say. And being able to start it remotely, and then now we have a workshop, so then I can see them. So I think it's being able to create that company structure and be able to see the progress we're having on people. The lesson, I think I'll just emphasize on whoever said this quote, I don't know them, but it's like, it's always very fulfilling if you create something that is above you, that is not about you. Like, I think for me, Sood is not about me. And if I was to think of closing Sood, I'll be like, okay, so what would Eunice do? What will Eunice and her husband be doing? So you realize it's bigger than you. It's not about you anymore. Because I think I was even at the store the other day, and a Maasai young girl, I think she's Gen Z, she passed by and then she saw this display and she was like, she came back. She's like, wow. And I'm so happy I was there that day. She's like, wow, these are so dope. Let me see. She's like, guy, you're making us Maasai people look so cool. Like, now you realize it's bigger than you. It's a culture thing. For her, she's identifying with it because it's their culture, and I respect that. But then it's no longer about me and Esther, Masa, and you get, it's still about me, but it's bigger than me. So I think the lesson there is continuing to build a brand that is bigger than you and your interests. Yeah.
What does excellence mean to you personally? And how do you strive to embody it?
Why does this sound like therapy? It feels and sounds like therapy. Excellence means you're pursuing something. It's like you have this prototype and that's the goal. And you will do anything to stick to the goal. So that means if it's discipline, if it's like whatever we need to do or whatever routine you need to get into to achieve that blueprint, you're willing to do it. So that means you're pursuing excellence. Like you just want to do this with the best, in the best way you can, and you're consistently doing your best. And yeah, I think that's what I would define excellence as.
What are you reading, listening to, or watching right now?
First of all, if anyone can perform magic and make me start reading, please, I'm willing to be your specimen. Like, I have struggled with reading. I don't read, but I listen to podcasts a lot. So I would say, again, I listen to Oprah a lot. She has a podcast called Super Soul Conversations. I think it's actually one episode. Wow, I wish I could remember it. I would tell you guys. I have probably listened to that episode more than 7 times. Like, I think every time, again, I get that mental clog, I always go back. I always go back to that particular episode. The topic of the episode is called What I Know For Sure. What I Know For Sure. That's the name of the episode. The podcast is called Super Soul Conversation. There's that one. And then there's another podcast called Unfuck Your Brain. And there's also another episode that I listen to her a lot because she's like, it's like therapy, but she's therapy and coaching, but she's empowering you to be able to self-coach and self-therapize yourself. Like you can remove yourself from a situation by yourself without needing to either go down the rabbit hole, or by the time you see your therapist, you can actually have the tools to do that. I think the episode is called This Is the Part Where. And I think I love it because what she does is she tells you, you just need to replace that phrase. Like now, let's use my grandmother as an example. Me losing my grandma. I would start with, this is the part where I lose my grandma and I feel like my world has ended. So that's in the moment. What she will make you do is you will go back into the past and look at a moment that was equally sad, maybe a heartbreak or whatever, or you lost money, or I got copycatted. Let's go with that. And then you write and you're like, this is the part where I got someone copying my work and I thought my brand has ended. And like she makes you go back into a moment where you thought was horrible. And that will actually make you realize this is just a part of the journey. Like you're going to have a lot of this is the part where this happened and da, da, da. So I think I listen to a lot of podcasts like that. The only other one I can plug, I think, is a Kenyan. I don't know if it's a Kenyan podcast, but it's called Komini by Fire. I think there are a bunch of entrepreneurs that are trying to empower other African entrepreneurs and just sharing their experiences. And their episodes are quite short and straight to the point. Like, they're actually good tools. TV show, oh my god. So not in high school, in campus, I studied I majored in marketing. I absolutely love marketing. Probably explains why I am so good at building a brand and the marketing and the digital aspect of things. But like, I have watched and rewatched Emily in Paris like a bad number of times. Nikingoja season ingine, I'm like, okay, tuanze tena. I love how her mind works when it comes to marketing. But also I love how fun her life is because I love to travel. So I would say Emily in Paris. So for the show, that's it. And for the podcasts, those are the ones that I yeah. And again, please, if you're a magician and you can transform me into a reader, I find it so cool when people are reading. Oh, this is my current read. But then I'm like, we are lying. I couldn't even read Who Moved My Cheese. Yeah, but I guess everyone has their own interests. But yeah, magician, please, I'm ready when you're ready.
Is there a movie, a TV show, a book, an album maybe which you feel best describes your life?
I don't know. Maybe someone who knows me will tell me in the comments. But yeah, something I'm going to think about. Yeah, for sure.
Any person or brand you would love to collaborate with?
It's probably someone people don't know. But there's a lady, she's called Fisayo. I think it's Fisayo Longe, I think. Her brand is called Kai Collective. Like, absolutely amazing. Like, what she creates, how she builds a brand, her work ethic. I think it's she's based in London, but she's Nigerian. So it's still like an African British brand. So yeah, I think that would be her for now. Yeah, I think that would be amazing. Yeah.